Fuck me. So it's okay.
from their own 17-yard line. It's first down. And he's taken down right around the 42-yard line. For 6.
Oh, boy, you're right. And all week long, this secondary did a lot of talking about how they were going to dominate these receivers. I think this is time that they step up and prove it on the field. Forget about talking trash. Let's see how they react after giving up that big play.
There he goes. He makes his way to about the 38. It's first and 10. Ball on the 38. They'll bring him down at the 32. The quarterback trying to make a play.
He did a nice job of getting some yards here on the scramble, but he needs to learn to slide to avoid those big hits.
So it's second down now. They need about 4 yards to pick up the first. And now the ball is loose. Slipped up by the offense. They're down in a yard. Ball on the 28. Third and short, and they'll throw for it. Fires out to his receivers. Flag has set him up with a first and 2.
Best friend is a receiver who can count on to catch the ball every time he drops back to pass.
It's first and goal. Ball on the 5-yard line. Now he's scrambling. Touchdown. Great move to get into the end zone. There's a perfect play call.
And it looks like he practiced for a few times.
And he adds the extra point. Has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. He just drills this one. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchdown. They'll start at the 25. Looks like an option here. Tackle made around the 47-yard line. We'll wait and see here if he really does change the play. He's out of bounds to the 38-yard line. That brings up second and 1. A change in the play.
You stay back there and take hits like that, you're definitely going to do the next play.
That's a great tackle at the 34.
That makes it first and 10.
That's it for one, and we might have the upset of the weekend. Jayhawks with a 16-point lead. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 34-yard line. And he might want it all here.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback second throw, he'll kill you all day. So they got excellent pressure on that play.
From the 34-yard line. Second down. Passes to the right.
I think he's forcing the issue out. You're staying with down a couple scores and you're trying to get back into the game, but you can't get it all back at once. You've got to be patient, take your time, and methodically work yourself as a team in this game.
First and 10. Ball on their own 37. He's got air ball. Almost intercepted.
Boy, a golden opportunity missed by the defense. That was a short interception only to be dropped.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 37-yard line. He hears it. No, incomplete.
Webster was the intended
Third and 10. Ball on the 37. He checks it downfield.
Here's a great example of what this man is capable of. As receivers go, he's as electric as he can.
So after the big pass play, we have a first and goal. He's going to dribble. And he hits him hard at the 1-yard line. So the quarterback picks up about 8 on the scramble. That brings up a second and goal. Ball on the 1-yard line. He's scrambling.
When they get near the goal line, they just take a mix of getting the ball into the end zone. That's what we saw right there.
So the offense is going to go for 2. Looking for the corner. He's got the 2. A 4-play, 63-yard drive. We've come away with 2 points. This drive will start at the 25-yard line. Catches it. He's looking for more. Around the 33-yard line.
I think it was a great play call. It was very well executed. Any coach would be happy with that kind of outcome on a first or second down play. But
hauls it in as he's pushed out of bounds. Reception.
First down.
He's going to be sacked for a loss.
man, as an offensive lineman, this is the worst thing that you want to see. Is you know that's not only getting sacked, but getting hit like that. Those linemen better pick that quarterback up and start doing a better job of taking care of him.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. That's a good hit over the middle. And he's tackled at about 49.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
He's on a run. And down he goes around the 42-yard line.
First down.
That could be a check with me right there. Zips it out, it's the tight end again. He's in the 30, to the 10. Breaks the tackle and he'll score. Touchdown. Wow, how about that call to the tight end? Big payoff.
But the offensive coordinator has wanted to incorporate this young player into their passing attack, and he couldn't have picked a better time to get him the ball.
They'll go for 2 in this situation. Now he tries to buy some time. That's a 6-play, 75-yard drive. But they just get 6 points after failing to convert for 2.
Brad, I love these kind of drives. They're old school, grind it out and earn the yards and just rip the heart right out of that defense.
And if you can log into your phone, geez, really better when I really coaching us there. Now, I thought about it. I initially answered it one way in the past, and again, we're simply throw morals and so on. And you know what? But the more I think about it, the more I thought about it, and when you age and you get a little bit more wisdom, you say, absolutely, yes, polygyny is far better than without. Warning: viewer discretion is advised. I'm trying to say, use an educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This is for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if you're might time to step away. Expect to be challenged. You might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it. So, with peace, I am coaching out there, one of the founders, outstanding personal relationships, as well as one who offers a book. Let's talk polygamy uncensored. If you don't have your copy, what are you waiting on? Let's talk polygamy.com. I want to focus on this statement, and I'm going to say something that's probably unpopular, though that won't be anything new for this channel. There is this idea that, oh, you're not selfish if you just don't want polygamy for you. Like, I'm not against polygamy, I just don't want it for me. It doesn't make me selfish. And other people are like, oh yeah, that calls into question your man or your faith, or that calls into question who you are. And some people say, well, don't shame me for not wanting it, and so on. So there's this argument that's pretty interesting. So I'm going to share my take. So the question really kind of ends, am I selfish if I don't want this for myself? And generally speaking, no, you're not necessarily selfish. Okay? It makes sense. We understand the rationale behind it. However, the term selfish can mean a number of different things, and it's pretty subjective. But I'm going to jump in and say something to the contrary and say, all right, let me ask you a question. How important is marriage to a society? Today, yesterday, tomorrow. How important is marriage? Now, we know, we look at statistics, people are married less and less in these modern times. So that many people aren't even procreating enough to replace themselves, generally populations who are more deserving of this marriage anyway. So here's what it is, I'm not going to go too much into that. But what I will say is that, how important is marriage to society? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that it's absolutely important and essential for families, for nuclear families, men and women to marry each other and create children. How important is that? Now, if you're anywhere above a 7, which most people probably are, I would agree with you. I say, you know what? That is a great assessment. Looking at history, looking at current times and challenges and things that we have, looking at problems with broken homes, single parent homes, specifically single mother-led homes, marriage is very important, all right? Now, not just marriage, because of course you want to have a healthy marriage with someone as a man, father figure, somebody who's a good leader in leading the family. Now the question.
Well, apparently this return team just doesn't trust the kicker. They're in an outside kick formation.
Then, why would you be against a full marriage? A full marriage for a good family. Like that, a full marriage that grows families exponentially versus just polygamy. So that
Take over the 25.
All right. So it's a Muslim man can simultaneously, which with the wives and children, pastor, versus this is polygamy is beginning religion. Now, we might even use these terms interchangeably. I know exactly what they mean, but many people are audience may not be associated with Now, polygyny falls under that, but it's more specific because polygyny means a husband who's married. Specific. Now, polyandry means a woman who's married. We use that music exponentially, or is that something that has been commonly practiced in history? Generally speaking, polygamy has been.
Well, they're trying to support conversion.
So, you didn't know that? Now you do. Correct. Back to the question. Since it can grow family exponentially, many people are against polygyny, especially women. Again, they more territorial and want to tap into the resources for that man tradition.
Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese. Trying to get you up to date on Poland. Let's take a look at this one again. And for Oregon, a very lethargic performance so far. They don't watch out. They're going to be in a world of hurt. The Cougars lead 17-10. Well, if that score holds up, that would be water cooler talk on Monday morning. Dangerous. The kick. The kick to the distance. And it sails up the end zone. The quarterback did a really good job on the side of finding his receivers in space. And Ben will be looking to do the same thing again.
Restriction 2. The exception, the exception to the rule will be we're not going to put the exception
because this kid has some space.
My point is, if the family is important to say this, it is important to have a nuclear family, a man,
They're giving away 3 yards and only making life easier for the guys on the other side of the ball.
The children, family, like love, companionship, is that food. If that's
So let's see how the defense responds. It's first down and 10.
Not questionable. I said, half that nigga, wait, let's make him selfish. Then you get the idea of comments, and we get comments and questions and questions that what does that mean something?
Well, this defense really came to play today.
Well, they said before the game that they wanted to put a lot of pressure on his quarterback, and he sure stuck to that plan.
So it'll be 2nd and 14 after the setback.
So, president of Tanzania. Yeah, president. Served as vice president for 7 years before becoming president. So he's a black woman president, but they put you in Africa who's a president.
Johnson running the option.
Now,
The 10. Don't get too excited at home, folks, because I think this one is showing.
Scares and the seasons of the Jets are still the same. What's up? Yeah, it's just numbers. Okay.
So the offense will stay on the field since it's a 2-point conversion.
Now, she's specific things as a very my sister.
It's your 2-play, 27-yard drive. They come away with 8 points.
It can be an emotional roller coaster where there's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases when you want to pick up this sport. Definitely when you started out this sport, first originally, and we learned a lot of things about mindful marriage and what that actually means, so you're not comparing one marriage to your co-wife. Anybody else's.
If you
So the offense will move a little closer with
this is teaching you to be more than twice the man you need to be. Let's talk with me.
from the 37-yard line. First down.
Please rent that today or I'll evict you. What if your rent could pay itself? Dropshipping with Ollie Dropship is simple from day one. You get a free store with built-in payments ready to sell immediately. A personal consultant is available 24/7. Trending products are pre-selected, and ads run automatically across TikTok.
The defense gives up some free yards to the
Dropship
offense.
handles it
You know,
all.
penalties can lower a team's chances to win if they commit too
Now I
many.
pay my rent 6 months in advance in Dick-Willing. And it
First
feels
down, 10 yards to go.
good.
Ball on the 11-yard line.
She asked for the touch one of the best persons ever walked on the face of the planet to marry her sister. They got me so that's like to say, she said yes. And why? To put the pressure on Hadith. It's really simple. You're married to the
They're
best
giving away 3 yards and only making life easier for the guys on the other side of the ball.
It's married sister. Now, of course, it's not this restriction. You can't marry 2 sisters simultaneously.
First and goal from the 5, and looking to back this off with a touchdown. 5 guys will be out the pattern as they're in the shotgun.
Men marrying 2 sisters simultaneously. So, they say that we can life actually do. Look for the system of the organization. Now, on the flip side, brothers do it. So you're trying to get to the issue of voices between yourself. The fact of the matter is, when you, as a man, try to make this relationship altruism, I'm doing it because she needs help, or she's a single woman, she's a widow, or she's this and that. Which this is generally things in general, also first wives or got married, right to put that up.
And the quarterback stays on the field as they try for the 2-point conversion.
You see, this is how it looks to you. So who's a widow? Who's a single? This is a pity marriage. But
He's got the corner.
pity marriage. So then, polygyny is relegated to this corner when that absolutely is incorrect. Polygyny is for families to build a significant foundation for exceptional
He looks ready to kick this one deep.
is
He keeps it off, and he got all of that.
let me function as there.
And they can forget the nature of this one.
I actually has to get with some control words and so on. But the more I think when you age, you get older, wisdom. Absolutely. Yes, polygyny is far better than So my question is, what do you mean? How dare you say such a thing? Well, if you're just living in the world, there's no such thing as what I believe. There's no none, zero, such. Which means, if gender has the best things, and it does, things we cannot even fathom, and it does, and we know that monogamy doesn't exist there, it should relegate us to down here on earth for men who fear they cannot be fair, be equitable, or be just. Then absolutely, polygamy just from the song perspective is better. And they know how to creatively desire more than one woman anyway. But there's far more responsibilities when it comes to polygyny. That's the other reason why polygyny is actually much more important, because the person wants to practice it healthily, meaning
This one's in the books, and our final score, Kansas 58, Clemson 35.
Be a serial monogamous. Clearly, also not challenge. So I'm going to hold you accountable as a man as well. All right.
Let's get Kirk Herbstreit's final thoughts on this one. Herbie, what do you got for us?
There's really no getting around it. This was just a huge upset, and they won it going away. Kansas didn't care at all who was supposed to win or by what. They were a better team playing in seven.
Whereas with polygyny, you're still allowed to be a man. What I mean by that, see, what if I, right now, all right, I'm married to 2 women. Been married to my wives for over 15 years, and been married to coach back to it twice as long as I've been married to coach now. Both of these are incredible women. But with that being said, what if I want to have more children? Now, I'm not necessarily interested in having more children. I'm interested in having my children continue to be married and build this next generation. But let's say I want to have more children. They're not in their
Here's a look at today's player of the game.
but that limits and restricts me.
For Kansas, they start the season out with a win. And for Clemson, they start out the season on the losing end.
Well, if monogamy is the only way, then I'm stuck. Regardless of my resources and everything that I'm
So that wraps things up for us. For EA Sports, Aaron Andrews and Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler saying thanks, and we'll see you next time.
And unable to work to build better for future generations, to make this one even larger as our listeners. So just that. Interesting, isn't it? It's a different take on it, doesn't it? See, if you are the type of individual that are questioning whether or not, that is questioning whether or not it's selfish to not want it to be, that's okay. You can be that. You can try to tell yourself good stories and whatnot. But we have also far too many women saying, when I was younger, I was doing this, or I threw such a big tantrum and really came down on my husband, and I threatened all this type of stuff and made sure we would never do it. And then we wonder why men go and have private ceremonies and private discussions, or they'll be emasculated. Only to regret that and say, I really wish I would have done that, as they got more wise, as they learned a bit more, as they really recognized how important marriage actually is to society. But you don't dictate which form of marriage is more important than the other. That right there is crucial. Because if I look at it, and you can look at the data, look at U.S. data statistics when it comes to single parents, specifically single mothers. The reason I say single motherland household, it leads to major problems across the board. It leads to more school dropouts, promiscuity, crime, illiteracy, all types of different things. That, generally speaking, father household doesn't as a single father household. It is supposed to be a two-parent healthy household. Results, which is graduating, doing better, so more so. Alright, that's what we have. But the fact of the matter is, when men choose to be weak, unfair, unable to do it, or they just capitulate, there's absolutely no wonder that the law is in the state that it's in. How can we want to speak justice and speak truth to a ruler to impress him? When you can't even rule your family properly without folding because you lack the proper communication skills and the cojones to do so. Is it easy? I don't know whether it's easy. The question you should be asking yourself as a man is it worth it? Is it worth it? And are you going to step up to the break from one of your business? If you're that type of person, I encourage you to join me in one of my upcoming polygamy challenges, so we can take things to the next level. With that being said, I want you to quote below. Selfishness. Put below selfishness if you rock with us this part of the video. You listen to what I have to say. You may agree, disagree, put that in the comments. I'm open to discussion, open to learning, open to growth, open to debate, as long as you respect. Let's get it. If not, that's more views, that's more arguing. With that being said, folks, selfishness now really in the comments. And if you're looking forward to our challenge, you have seen what that's about. Coach out there, I'm the coach that helps high professionals develop the confidence, connection, and courage it takes to practice polygyny in a healthy manner. So don't feel dismissed, disrespected, or beaten, or get that shit together. If that's you, get at it. I like to talk. Snow later. Peace.
Someone who has a college degree program? There's a college in there. Hey, find your okay.
A lot of women are signing up to mother their husbands, but not sit and embrace their foot. Because a mother can use her voice to control and her influence to control the child. Her husbands are adults, they're already grown. They already are.
One, viewer discretion is advised. The content used in educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. Is it for everyone? If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if you're feeling move easily, this might be the time to step away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution. Remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Assalamualaikum. Peace. It's Fatima, Coach Fatima, 1/3 of outstanding personal relationships and co-author of the book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. I do have one. For those of you, I don't want to be so arrogant as to think that everybody has our book. If you don't have it, you're going to want to get it. If you have it, let me know what you love most about it, so you want to get it. And grab your book at Let's Talk Polygamy.com for details. Now, in this live YouTube video. Now, because I was thinking about something, and something that a lot of wives do. Now, this can happen to an initial wife or a subsequent wife. Wives. Now, what it is gatekeeping your husband. Gatekeeping your husband doesn't do you any good. Now, if you are new here, again, I'm Coach Fatima, and before I begin, I want you to comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video, because sharing is caring. I want to shout out my awesome husband, Coach Nadir, my amazing co-wife, Coach Nyla, who are not with me right now, but they are here in my heart. You're my family. Everybody kind of looks at team OPR and they go, it's just business, it's fake. Whatever the case may be, we're family first for anything. So let's just get that out of the way first and foremost. The most difficult thing you're going to ever do, it doesn't have to be horrible. We attribute ease with lack of challenge. You're going to have challenge because life is life, and life is always going to life. That means you're going to be met with challenges, and you're going to go in and out of happiness. One of the things that makes wives unhappy is their husband bringing up honesty. And we think that we can hold on really tightly to our husbands and then, they will practice polygamy. But yes, we're going to talk about gatekeeping your husband and how that is harmful to your marriage. Now, we don't think it is because oftentimes we don't know we're doing it. We build this dream in our head and we expect our husbands to live in that dream and not have a say and not have a voice and not change their minds. We think they'll never change their minds. We think they will never ever entertain polygamy because that's the dream that we have for the family, for ourselves. And then we expect our husbands to come over here and live in that and facilitate it and fix it if something goes wrong and be perfect and always want us around them all the time. And we always want their undivided attention. And they never have space in their hearts for anyone else. They do. They do. Because think about it. Think about it for a second. Let's sit in it. Let's go there. We're sharing our husbands with our girls. We're sharing them with many different people who have different kinds of relationships with them, whether it be their parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, children, cousins, business associates, brothers at the masjid, and maybe you all go to church. Got responsibilities there. Associates, people that just met them or know their work, business connections, right? So they're always in or taking care of people in different relationships that we have. So we're sharing who we are, whether we want to or not. Some women don't share with anybody. Right here, because if you're right here, then you can control what you do. And if you control the input and output, newsflash, we can only control ourselves. That's it. Because I was speaking about this, and I said a lot of women are signing up to mother their husbands, but not sit in a graceful foot. Because a mother can use her voice to control and her influence to control the child. Our husbands are adults. They're already grown. They already are.
Yo, see, I heard the competition finally matched our 2,000x multipliers on that are unacceptable. I want 10,000x right now for our users. I said no! No! Give them all for new users. Step it up. 10,000 times your money on better picks all NFL season long. Download it now. Download the Better app today and get a free $10. Plus, earn up to a $2 bonus on your first deposit. Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid away having to go to court or pay expensive upfront legal fees. If you've been in a car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, you could be owed a significant cash payout. While most victims are struggling with insurance companies and lawyers, others are receiving 6- and 7-figure payouts without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. Here's how to never have to worry about money after a car accident. It's called the 2025 Compensation Program, and we recently launched it across a couple more states to help victims get the maximum amount they're owed without the usual hassles of dealing with insurance directly, going to court, or paying expensive upfront legal. Right now, we're looking for 10 more car accident victims who want to try this program for free and get paid maximum accident compensation. No more money problems, no more stress. Take Josh's story. When Josh first came to us, he didn't think his case was worth anything. He was dealing with stress, medical bills, and didn't want to bother with the process. Insurance offered him $4,000, but after using the 2025 compensation program, he walked away with over $100,000 without ever stepping foot in the courtroom. And this was over 5 months after his accident. Here's how it works. Within a few clicks, you can find out what your accident could actually qualify for just by clicking the link around this video. You answer 4 simple multiple choice questions, and it only takes 30 seconds and is 100% free. If you qualify, an accident specialist will reach out to you. All you have to do is tell them about your case, and then sit back and wait until the check comes in. You could receive this life-changing check as fast as 30 days. The best part about it all? You don't pay a cent unless you win. Unfortunately, we cannot change what has happened in the past, but we can help you get a major cash settlement for medical bills, missed work, and property damage to help you get your life back on track. What would an extra $10,000 or even $100,000 do for you right now? Imagine paying off bills, covering rent with ease, or finally having some breathing room, all from money that could be rightfully yours. If the accident wasn't your fault, why should you be the one struggling? Insurance companies hope you never check what you're truly owed. But here's the truth. Most people walk away with way less than they deserve, or worse, nothing at all. Still wondering if this applies to you?
If your accident happened within the last year and wasn't your fault, you could qualify for a major payout. But time is running out. These cases don't stay open forever. If you wait too long, you could lose your chance to claim what's yours. Click the link around this video, answer just 4 simple questions, and find out what your case is really worth. It's fast, free, and you won't pay a cent unless you win. But do it now, because if you wait too long, you might be walking away from life-changing money.
And see how we make what's the next step, especially knowing that we are the authors of the book. Let's talk polygamy uncensored.
If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
Definitely wish I would have this book back a while ago when you first embarked on originally. And you learn a lot of things about mindful marriage and what that actually means, so you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's for that matter.
If you've heard, I'm not against polygamy, I just, these when it's not done right, you don't want to do it right. This will teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be to get it done. Let's talk polygamy.com. We look forward to shipping those up to you.
And we can't change that, and no amount of complaining, or in some cases gaslighting, accusing them, is going to change that. Or looking at the man before you, who's showing you everything that he is, and then you're saying, no, you don't want polygyny. That's not what you want. And he's looking you right in your face and telling you that's what he wants to do. It doesn't mean he's rude about it. It doesn't mean he's dismissive about it. He might want to have a conversation with you and he's not willing. Wasn't. And we really didn't have a conversation about it. It was like hints and jokes and things like that. And I did not like that. Because in my mind, this is the dream I had when I was playing the Star House now. He's supposed to come over here. And he's supposed to hook that up. He's supposed to be that man that I dreamed of. Sometimes when you dream of, because the man of my dreams is a little bit too soft than what I need in my reality. The man of my dreams is letting me run show. And then I found out very quickly as a young wife, I didn't want that job. I want the responsibility. I don't want to be the leadership of the family. I don't want that. I don't want a wife or a husband. I say it all the time because I mean it all the time.
I was really skeptical when I heard that a national debt relief slipped over a million people with their debt. So I decided to give it a try. I filled out a little form online. It actually only took a few minutes to find out if I was approved. And now I have a plan to become debt-free faster than I ever thought possible. I feel like I can finally breathe again when I'm not constantly stressing about debt payments. My only regret is that I've been stressing. Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card or other unsecured debt may be eligible to. Don't keep putting it off. Just click the link below to find out if you're eligible to. Trust me, your future self will thank you.
I don't want a wife. That's why I married a man husband. Right? And I didn't come over to marriage to get divorced, and neither did he. See, in many cases, women will throw it out there when their husband even thinks or hints to being polygamy. And you might have your reasons why. Maybe he's not fit for monogamy. Maybe he's just a mess like that. However, good men that are good at monogamy in many cases want to practice polygyny. All men are qualified, all men aren't straight, all men don't want it, all men don't need it, all men need to get somewhere and sit down because they're done with the idea, not the lifestyle. But don't get me started. I'm speaking to the men that are willing to look inward and say, what do I need to become to have more? What do I need to do? What do I need to change? What kind of man do I need to grow into being or becoming? What conversations do I need to have? Is it okay for me to be wrong? Or has my wife shown me that that's not a safe environment? Me being vulnerable is not safe for me mentally. We got to think about their mental health too. If you have a son, I've had a few, and have a few bonus sons. Think about that. Will they grow up to be men that might have their wives and think about mental health in their own levels? Just for opening their mouth, just for opening the conversation about polygyny. Is it a safe space or is it not? Let me tell you something really quickly. If we don't have the conversation, if we shut them down every time they open their mouths, ultimately they will end up resenting us. Especially if they're Muslim and they're allowed to have up to 4, and we shut them down on something that was not. I was saying, that's all right. Now, of course, there are conditions to that right. They pretty much typically the men will study and they'll learn about what that is. I had it the same because I still quite don't know. I know we can do it, but I know he does it. And he'll tell me if he does. But all that stuff happened differently than I ever thought it would. And I was not the person that he could even approach with because I was married so young. I didn't understand that.
Someone order a college degree program? There's a college in there? Hey, I just love my grades. It's not here.
We're married to our husbands or our wives, so we don't call each other side chicks. We don't call each other homewreckers. In my darkest hour, I've never used that terminology. One of the things that wives tend to do is use this term, and then they wonder why they feel cheated on. Because you're using a perspective that is toxic. So if you call your co-wife a side chick or a homewrecker, guess what happens to you? You feel like your husband did something.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The views and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas or if you're feeling lose easily, this might be the time to step away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution. Remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
This week, guys, we're going to talk about the side chick homewrecker label that gets thrown around. And they're called the side chick homewrecker hierarchy. So we're going to be talking about value. We're going to be talking about labels and misinformation. We're going to be debunking much of it. So one of the things that subsequent wives are called, because remember, right, in Islam, Muslim men can have up to 4 wives. So when you see 2 of us, 2 more spots can be filled. That's what the coach in here wants to do, tell the line. However, right now there's only 2 of us. So with that being said, one of the labels that gets thrown around a lot, and I mean a lot, is this homewrecker label that subsequent wives tend to get. Okay? Now, some, not all, because remember, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. We're not talking to everyone because we know everyone does not have that negative, immature, violent energy about themselves. But some, if you know who you are, address subsequent wives as side chicks, baby mama jumped down. I mean, all of these horrible things. Now, what is wrong with that? What's wrong with that is we're using language wrong. Okay? Not we, some of y'all. Some of y'all. So we have to get into a point to go there. So language is an issue, and from the perspective that we come from an Islamic perspective, we're all wives. Okay, we're married to our husbands, we're wives. So we don't call each other side chicks, we don't call each other home wreckers. In my darkest hour, I've never used that terminology.
You already know it. You see how we're empowering those people. And maybe what's the next step? Especially knowing that we are authors of the book.
Let's talk polygamy uncensored. If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
Definitely wish I would have this book back a while ago when it first embarked on originally. And you learn a lot of things about mindful marriage and what that actually means, so you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's co-wife.
If you heard not against polygamy, just because not done right? This is to teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be to get it done. Let's talk polygamy.com. We look forward to shipping yours out to you.
One of the things that wives tend to do is use this term, and then they wonder why they feel cheated on. Because you're using a perspective that is toxic. So if you call your co-wife a side chick or a home wrecker, guess what happens to you? You feel like your husband did something wrong or sinful. What good attribute comes from the label home wrecker, side chick? I don't know anything that's connected to it that is positive. Okay, so typically we'll see women use this against other women. You'll see the men call their wives home wreckers and side chicks. You see the wives that are there, or specifically, the initial wives will use this term. Okay, because they are, so not all. They want to be loyal to their feelings, and their feelings are telling them, because I didn't know something, I didn't choose something, then I feel betrayed. And then we marry that with betrayal, with cheating, and there we have us a good old-fashioned home wrecker. But sometimes the person you think has wrecked your home is not the actual home wrecker. Sometimes it's just you. You the one in the house wrecking the home. Because you're thrown around these labels, because no man that wants to be, have these actions that are honorable and respected, and he's committed, wants you to refer to any of his wives as home wreckers or baby mamas. Because the home wrecker and the baby mama label that you all kind of slang around goes, I did something wrong, I did something sinful, I did something dishonorable, disrespectful, and I don't care about family, and I don't care about commitment. So when we say, and the husband gets mad, I don't know why he got mad. Well, you giving his other wife side chick home wrecker energy.
The best place to sell your jewelry is Cash for Gold USA. They cover shipping costs and guarantee any competitor's offer. Experience the easiest and safest way to sell your jewelry from the comfort of your home. At Cash for Gold.
Religion doesn't get its fair air. It's typically negative. Really angry and trigger people in the comments. We understand everybody's not there yet. They have different stories. They have different experiences. They are dealing with some evil men and women. We know that there's predators out there. There's men that like to collect women and drop on this one, pick one up the next, like, they're picking out shoes. And that's not what we're about to address it.
Viewer discretion is advised. The content you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if you're feeling moved easily, this might be the time to step away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
I did a video, how many years ago? I'd say maybe 5 years ago. About polygyny, why I stayed. And I like to complete that sentence because it is why I stayed with my good man. And oftentimes, polygyny doesn't get its fair airplay, and if it gets any airplay at all, it's typically negative. We get some really angry and trigger people comments. We understand everybody's not there yet. They have different stories. They have different traumatic experiences. They're dealing with some evil men and women. We know that there's predators out there. There's men that like to collect women and drop on this one, pick one up the next, they're taking out shoes. And that's not what we're about, but we do address it. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into what are some of the effects that divorce can cause. What are some of the experiences that our children might be having, or how that is affecting the family or the legacy. I'm a wife, so although I have ideas and I support legacy, I'm not the primary builder of that. I'm not going, this is the legacy that I've dreamt of. Now, Coach Nadir and everybody else get up behind me and get to this work. And this is what we're going to do because I am a leader. I'm not the leader. Coach Nadir is the leader. I am a leader in our family. Now, just like Coach Nadir is, I'm not the leader. There's such a big difference. That doesn't mean I don't have a say. That doesn't mean that I can't offer support or ideas. It doesn't mean that. It just means that I don't have the scope or the responsibility, or the wanted, of leading an entire family. My life is much different than Coach Nadir's, although we have the same values and the same pillars that we observe in Islam. We pray a certain way, we fast, we do different things as Muslims in general that are practicing Muslims. Let me just be clear on that because everybody that's Muslim is not practicing, everybody that's on here is not Muslim. So I want to make that distinction because people move in different ways. So two things. Women are not men and men are not women. And wives don't move like husbands do. We don't. So I'm a wife that's married to a man that's in polygyny, which is much different than a man who is the husband, who is married to two women or more, up to four in Islam. Everybody doesn't know. Everybody doesn't know. I want to say everybody knows. Yeah, of course. No, I'm a wife in polygyny. I'm not married to a wife. I'm married to a husband because that's what I wanted to do. So he's not going to show up as me. So I don't have an expectation that he would. So why I stayed, we're going to get Coach Nadir's perspective on things, which is very important because I want to attach myself or be married to someone that has goals, that has a strong with his Lord, with Allah. That means God. May not know. Because everybody just doesn't know. That was where that checks the boxes I had to check. So I'm married to a man that's married to me. I must expect perfection out of the other. What people?
Yes.
Back home and unemployed. I have no idea what to do. Everybody in my family has a full-time job. With all the experience I have, all the qualifications, and 2 degrees, and I'm unemployed. Oh, Josh, what's up, bro? You trying to hang out? Yeah, we can go to the park. You trying to meet in the parking garage? All right, man. Where could he be? Is that him, bro? Good, too. How you been, bro? I've been good, bro. You look like you've been good. Yeah, I got a job in tech now. So no problem. Unemployed, triple time. Their courses help me and many others find solid, high-paying jobs in the tech space. And best of all, they have a get a job or get a refund guarantee. So all you have to do is put in the work. You can try it out because I used to be in your position. Well, go in now. Talk later. Good for you, man. Good for you. You see how people
Clock has been reset to 10 seconds. It was 7 seconds prior to that one.
That's the next step. Knowing that we are authors of the book. Let's talk polygamy uncensored. If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
I definitely wish I would have back a while ago when I first embarked on polygyny. And you'll learn a lot of things about minding your marriage and what that actually means, so you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's for that matter.
If you've heard, I'm not against polygamy, I just against when it's not done right, you don't know how to do it right. This will teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be. Stand up. Let's talk polygamy.com. We do 4 shipping rooms at a time.
All right, back to the subject at hand. I did the video because I got really inundated with a lot of questions, and the initial class wondering why I would stay after my husband decided he was going to practice religion. And I went there to the point that this video blew up. When I was recording the video, I had no idea. I really did just say what it was, this is what it is, and I'm getting up off of here. If it helps people, that is what matters to me. Now, those that are going to be upset or hate, in some cases, remember your haters are always your greatest marketing team, because they're always going to talk about you. They're always going to have something to say. They're always going to have something negative to add. The people that are mature, and maybe they are going through it themselves. The people that are mature don't come over to us and like dump that on us. You know, if it wasn't for you, a lot of the problems you have are already there. So maybe we highlighted some things like we like to do because there's a solution over here. And we can't offer a solution if we refuse to acknowledge the truth. If we embrace delusion or this illusion that our spouses are perfect and we're perfect and we want to keep up this persona or this charade, it'll all catch up to us in the end. So, for example, wives tend to have these dreams in their head that, you know what, this is what I want my family to look like. And let my husband, he needs to come over here and get on board with that. Other than that, I don't want it. I don't want him. Even if he's a good man, you're not perfect. You don't fit into this box that I've created. So when I did the video, Some people loved it. A vast majority of people that did watch it liked it, but then it was met with some resistance. That's fine. You don't have to listen to me at all. You don't have to. I get that. However, you also don't have to get some really, really, really good gems on what it looks like or what it may feel like or what kind of disaster you could be creating if you don't just stop, take a beat, look inward, and do the work you need to do on you, and not just look at everything else around you and say, all of this needs to be fixed. I won't do any work. Just everybody else should. I was in that video saying, look, this is what it was for me. This is what it was like for you. Maybe you had the dream that you wanted your husband to live in, and it didn't work out that way. Because people evolve, they change. So the husband I married is not the husband I'm married to today. He was never going to be. He was never going to just stay that way, that age. And in whatever mindset he was in at the time, and not turn into a man that wanted to practice polygamy. I was never promised that. I was never promised that. And I love that because that's all written. It's going to happen anyway. He was always going to have more than one wife.
If you don't, too late. Mid-American Conference action coming up. That's going to do it here in the studio, but don't worry, we'll be keeping your finger on the pulse of everything that's going on in the country. Right now, it's time to kick off, and ESPN, Colin Nestler, and Tucker Street are on the call. The energy is high here in the Rice Stadium as these fans are ready for what should be an incredible game. This one should be a great one. Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nestler, Tucker Street, and Aaron Andrews. Nice to have you along with us. Welcome to another game of NCAA football. We're brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Today's game between Kansas Jayhawks and the Rice Owls.
Air conditioning and heating system for $0 down. You can finance that new system with 0% interest financing. So you're paying nothing extra to spread the cost of that system over time. If you're interested in protecting your house, click below and text on it too. Now here's the thing.
Here comes There's some exciting NCAA action here. It just seems like this season's getting more and more intense with each week.
That's the question. Because if you want to email this, you probably saw an email out.
Before we head down to the field for the coin toss, we'd like to remind you this game is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything.
Yeah, you know what? We are. And we actually should be. Absolutely should be. See, because I don't know about you, but the person, the sex of the person is a woman who is just saying, oh, you're just selfish, right? And they tend to just relegate polygyny to be about sex.
What pitiable person have you brought?
Trespassers who invaded the wasteland shore without proper clearance and terrace, my lord.
Well, what have you to say for yourselves?
Great Lord Aku, I am Vervina, Princess of the Lepidopterans. We humbly beg your forgiveness for our trespass. We are on an urgent mission, for our homemade chrysalis is under attack. As the palace burned, our parents sent us into space with orders to recall our Star Navy and bring them home to repel this heinous attack. But our ship was damaged and forced us to land. We ask only time enough to repair our ship.
Gentlemen, have this ship confiscated.
You can't do that.
Now shoo these moths away. What?
Be about sex. Now, sex is involved. Any type of marriage, sex is involved, should be involved, and it's what it is. That's how we got here. I don't know how old you are, but if you're talking about 9 to your you were the result of 2 people, opposite sexes, getting together, getting warm, hot and heavy, somebody exploding and boom! 10 months later, you're here. Yeah, that's how it happened. Is what it is, right? No surprise. But these people had to have no surprise. With that being,
wrestlers who are reportedly nice versus rude. Roman Reigns is often described as tough, serious, and not very easy to approach. A lot of people say he gets irritated easily, and his emotions tend to show clearly. He's known for being extremely demanding during training and can lose his temper over small mistakes. Many fans have said he can come off blunt or cold, and when he's in a bad mood, he may even refuse photos. Honestly, this isn't just my take. You hear the same reputation from wrestlers and people in the industry all the time. Bayley is widely considered very friendly and approachable backstage. Teammates say she's humble and genuinely cares about everyone around her. Fans often share that she stops to chat, take photos, and even offer words of encouragement. She also quietly supports charity work and never looks for attention because of it. That's just her reputation. You rarely, if ever, hear anything negative about her. Cody Rhodes is widely regarded as one of the most polite and sincere stars in wrestling today. People say he's always encouraging younger wrestlers and happy to share advice and experience. Many fans mention that he's willing to take photos, talk, and genuinely thank people for supporting him over the years. Honestly, he's the kind of person who makes everyone around him feel included. That's why so many people think highly of him. Wrestlers who are reportedly nice versus rude.
White out here truly knows what he has to do to contribute to make his team successful.
Where's the coverage there? They don't get anybody near him at all.
intimacy, sexual intimacy. To me, that's what polygamy is only about. One is very mature. I can get it. I see what you're saying because it's just a knee-jerk reaction to say, period. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to polygyny, you're literally talking about an entire marriage, meaning the man.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder. And you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas? So let's make it. Pro tip, I draft the full app spec in ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompts directly into Base 44. It gives me super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm going to add a swipe left and swipe right interface. Same usability.
Marriage. Meaning the man is taking upon himself to provide the resources to protect, to expand the family and take care of it regardless. It's not just simply sex. Sex is really easy today. Sex is a phone call or a swipe away pretty much. Or your money or escorts or jump downs or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So if it's just about sex, then you really gonna get married just for sex? And then I'll ask you this other question for the women that like to pose it. They say, oh, it's just sex, I'll just get married. Okay, cool. So you married to your husband, you're an initial wife. Did he only marry you for sex, for the purpose of sex? Yeah, it's a little different though when you ask it about yourself now, right? You don't want to see yourself as only something to satisfy your husband's physical desires. There's a whole lot more to it. That's one of the perks. That's one of the motivators, no doubt. But is that it? All right, excellent. Then if that's not it, if you could agree that's not it, and not trying to just be delusional or argumentative, then I would suggest you also do that for additional women. Because if marriage is important to society, and it is, in communities and nations, that's the foundation. That's also Shaitan's number one thing is to break up that family. How about also preventing it? Don't be doing Shaitan's handiwork. So with that being said, this is what I mean. If you ask yourself if family is important, and it's important to societies and nations and communities, it's the bedrock, then is that more important? Is that more important than somebody's personal feelings? Is that more important than the individual's temporary pain? Looking at it on a macro scale, we can go through all the data.
Well, it looks like for the 2-point conversion.
You don't need to Why do we need to get to, okay, well,
They're crossing the line.
from single parent homes and working family schools. And they're raised by single mothers. Well, because of all sexual
So
transmitted
we
diseases.
start reaching to go for two instead of just kicking the extra point. It's become a
Criminalization. Easy enough.
Looks like they're ready to kick.
So
a kick. And he sails out of the end zone.
It's a no. Stop. You better not do that. Yes, marriage is important, just not to my husband. He's mine, not me. It's a challenge.
The quarterback leads the team out on the field. The first drive.
On a larger scale. We're significant. He's America, so that man just so happened to make it doesn't make no sense. So we never say husbands to take care of, to have families, none of that. That's what I'm saying.
They'll change the play at the line of scrimmage.
And the people who are claiming to be protection and so they would just forget that these actually. So we say that polygyny. Yes, the benefits of it are that much. Women that live yes, really helps. You watch TV girls today, let's say you happen to be one of the lucky ones who get 8 hours of sleep, but the other 16 hours a day, sends in that space. It's a real
43-yard line.
You spend 46 hours, like 10% of your day, get it in.
It's a 5-6.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Deep-ball way out there. He brings it down. Touchdown.
7 caps already single to your retirement.
Nicely designed play to a wide receiver. 5-6. You said it, Brad, and a good time to call it. I tip my hat to the offensive coordinator. It was a pretty simple route, but they run it to perfection for the score.
Thank you. See, I'm over here struggle streaming. My audio wasn't even working. Coach Nazir probably thought it was him. Let me start over. It is 9:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Coach Nazir and his family, his beautiful wives, for blessing us with a show. We thought we wasn't going to be able to have it earlier. Come to find out it was a mistake on my behalf because I had the time zones mixed up. But he is here, and I appreciate everybody showing up. Shout out to TJ Wolf, Justin Subaka. My wife is in the building. See, both of our wives is in the building. You got Nostalgia in here. Mr. High Def, China Land, Lyman Green. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. So without further ado, let me go ahead and welcome the guests. Coach Nazir. And Fatima and Nyla. Did I get those right?
Yep. Coach Nazir, Coach Fatima, and Coach Mike.
All coaches.
Indeed.
How wonderful. So, you already know me, and everybody in the audience already know me. So I'm going to just give y'all the room to be able to introduce yourselves.
Indeed. All right. Definitely appreciate it. First of all, it's our pleasure to be here with you, Mr. McPherson. Darwin, we are the founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships as well as the authors of the book.
Stay on the sidelines.
Let's talk polygamy uncensored. And the reason we say that, you smile, is because I've been practicing polygyny now for 15 years. I'm married to Coach Fatima for 30 years. Okay? And we've been for 15 years. So that is practicing polygyny. Just for clarity, Polygamy means a spouse who married multiple spouses. Polygyny, not mispronounced the word, that means a husband who is married to multiple wives. So I do have 10 biological children with my wives. I have 7 with Coach Basketball and 3 with Coach Island, 2 bonus children as well. So that's a dozen. About half of them are adults anyway. So with that being said, though, I appreciate you because you've been in the dating market, you've been in the marriage market, and let a lot of people know about many of the different dynamics. And you guys have touched on polygamy in some different areas that I've seen. But now it's time to talk about it for those who are living it, and also understand that polygamy is really just an ancient solution to a modern day problem. So we are open for you to serve you, the audience, as well. So feel free, man. Nothing is really off limits. And like I both said, it's uncensored. So, you know, no questions off limits, man. And I know people have a lot of myths, stereotypes, intrigue. We're here for it. Let's go.
All right, y'all heard it. All questions. So if y'all don't mind, guys, make sure that you send all questions to the super chat to support the show. And I appreciate you, Coach Nasir, for clearing the terminology of polygamy and polygyny, because that's important. Because I think most of the guys I know prefer the polygyny, where it's multiple wives. I think it's rare. I'm not gonna say it don't exist. This is your lane, but it's rare. It's probably rare to find guys who are okay with I think polyamory, right?
Polyandry.
Polyandry, yeah, polyandry. So, and that's why we got you, because you're an expert, and you're going to be the one who educate us in this area. And I think I'm already confident that guys are going to be able to leave here with a clear understanding of how things work and how to use it in modern times. So let me go ahead and break the first question to you. And I know we spoke offline about, communities and stuff, and specifically the Black community, which probably something you're most concerned because do you identify as Black, like FBA or anything like that?
I'm just light skinned, bro. My mother.
You just light skinned, but you a brother. You so much brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to get it twisted.
I changed my name. We all changed our name. You know what I'm saying? In the born and raised in the church and stuff like that. From Midwest, just outside Chicago. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it depends on how you want to proceed. Where expect me to serve you. If you go to the ground, we got it.
I look at you as brothers and sisters.
Indeed.
So, for the first question, how is polygyny or polygamy beneficial for the Black community?
You should never sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a much better way you could get paid a way bigger check without suing, without going to court, and without dealing with insurance directly. Not many people know this, but there's more than one way to get paid after an accident that doesn't involve court or insurance claims. Here's the thing. Most people assume they know their options after an accident. Insurance or lawsuit. That's it. Pick one and deal with the consequences. But what if there was a third option? One that could get you more money than insurance and get it faster than court? Would you want to at least know if that's possible? If you've been in any car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, there's something you should know. Those two traditional options aren't your only choices. Let me break down why the traditional options don't work as well as people think. Insurance lowballs you. That's their job. Pay you as little as possible and move on. Most people accept it because they don't know there's a better way. Court takes forever. 12 to 18 months minimum. Thousands in upfront costs. No guarantee you'll win. Most people do it anyway because they think it's their only option for real money. But here's what's crazy. While most people are stuck with those two options, some people discovered a third way, and they're getting six-figure checks in as fast as 30 days. So what is this third way most people don't know about? It's the 2025 Crash Compensation Program. It was just launched to help accident victims claim the massive payouts they could be owed without the usual hassles. No insurance lowballs, no courtroom waiting, no years of stress. The only catch is we're only looking for 10 more car accident victims who want to try this program for free and get paid the maximum amount they may be owed. So just click the link around this video to see in seconds if you qualify and find out how much you could be owed. Here's what happened to Michelle. Her accident was 8 months ago. Insurance offered $7,000,
Quarterback in the gun.
not even
Empty
close to
backfield.
fair.
5
She
wide
was also
receivers
thinking
in the
about a
formation.
lawsuit requiring $10,100 up front in
Appears that
19
he's
to
changing
23
things up
months.
here before the snap.
Michelle didn't want the
Defense
option.
got some pressure.
When her neighbor told her there was a third way she never heard of it, Michelle checked if she qualified. She did. Never went back to insurance. Never sued. Michelle got $120,000 in 39 days through this option she didn't know existed. All you have to do is qualify, and you could receive your money in as little as 30 days. Just use the qualification tool below. Click the link around this video. Answer a few quick questions about your accident. Takes about 30 seconds, and you'll find out in seconds if you qualify. If you qualify, an accident specialist contacts you. You tell them your story. They handle the rest. You can have your check in as little as 30 days. You pay absolutely nothing unless you actually receive compensation. Think about what this means. You're settling for less with insurance. You're waiting years for court. Just the maximum compensation you may be owed delivered in as fast as 30 days. The reason most people don't get this? They simply don't know it's an option. They think insurance and court are all there is. So they pick one and hope for the best. But you're finding out right now there's a third way. One that's better than both. Here's what you need to know. We're only looking for 10 more car accident victims. Your accident must be within the past year. These claims have strict deadlines. Most people will choose between insurance and court because those are the only options they know. But you know about all three now. Click below to see if you can be owed a bigger check. Use the qualification tool. See if you qualify for this third option most people never discover. Fast. Free. You won't pay a cent unless you win. But do it now. Before those 10 spots fill up. Before your deadline expires. Before you commit to one of the traditional options when there's a smarter choice available.
My moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
Now, I'm back in the picture. Skyrizi helps deliver relief, repair, and remission in UC. Feel significant symptom relief in 4 weeks, including fewer bowel movements and less bleeding. Skyrizi is proven to help physically repair colon lining damage and help people achieve remission at 12 weeks and 1 year.
Don't use it allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or vulnerability to flight may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections or TB. Tell your doctor about any common symptoms of vaccine. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for UC.
Take control of your UC.
Extra dry because of the versatility.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi.
They get ready to kick this one off, and the
One of the
return
things is
is
that
looking for the
what's the
outside.
I think it was Dr. Amos that really broke down that we the only people out here, like, we the only people that really don't recognize that it's a war against the black people. And it has been since the rise of black consciousness.
So if you're the offense,
You know,
what's your mindset?
when you look at financials, politically speaking, from our perspective, over 100 years ago, we had Marcus Garvey, who's done something that no other black person has done since. We have crashed our minds to try to literally do transatlantic and many different cultures. Country trade, some organization, literally owning your own auditoriums, your apartment buildings, manufacturing facilities. We still have not done that to this day. So our level of organization was extremely high back then in 1919. That's just Marcus Garvey. Then you come through Malcolm's father, who's a Garveyite, and you see we're not necessarily just simply outnumbered, we're out-organized. So that was a problem. Looking at the fans and GA, we're saying the biggest problem to the country is the rise of, this American Negro unit. And you have Marx, so we have this whole history, right? And this consciousness led to something. We led this whole revolution, if you will, if you think back to the 60s, which leads to, of course, the 70s when it comes to the black exploitation era, then it comes to drugs in the 80s, then we got mass incarceration in the 90s, and now we look at our families, almost single mothers and modern women. We got the rise of feminism during this time by, again, CIA agents, and they're trying to convince our women that their issues are our issues. Meanwhile, we feel the brunt of this. So I was raised up with culture from the
hours his way for some good yardage.
and just single family households are led by women. And at the same time, That was Milwaukee for a number of years. I think it was almost like 9 years or something like that. Fact check it.
First down, 10 to go.
For a number of years,
Ball
was
on the
leading
40-yard line.
the entire country in black male incarceration. Less than 6% of black males in the entire state, but more black males out there per capita than anywhere else. Which means our households are trash. And we already know that single mother-led households lead to
the defense gives
more
up some free yards to the
crime rates, everything on the negative spectrum is. So if we looking at facts, we have to look at the whole history of this and where it comes to today. And our households are in disarray. It's a lot.
Any tackle at 3 points.
Against each other, and when it comes to leaders and being strong, and even looking at our biology, human level, monogamy has been destroying us for a while. Now, monogamy in and of itself, if we're not anti-monogamy, I'm simply pro-morals. But if we're not even getting involved in monogamy marriages and producing children that come from it, we can talk about families. Well, there's a modern-day solution, or there's an ancient solution to a modern-day problem. One of those is strong men, those who are exceptional, those who are striving to be more, to become more, and be able to. That doesn't mean I have to say what this is. It mean I mean Crusades or something technically wrong with them or put down or anything like that. It just simply means that those men who are successful, those men who do strive to be more, can step up as husbands and honor women as wives versus like has been throughout our entire history. All right. Versus mistresses, girlfriends, side pieces, yada yada yada. In an era where love is love.
Until their own 37-yard line.
I heard that, and I like how you broke that down. And it's just painting a whole new version of clarity for me. Because what I'm understanding and what I'm hearing is there's a lot of systemic things that took place throughout history and up until today that kind of shrink the pool of men that's viable men that can take care of the growing population of women. And I think it's on the men that's left to not leave women, without an opportunity to be a mother or a wife, and to step up to the plate and take care of our own and date within our race, so that we can, continue to populate and continue to produce people for the sake of, offsetting the imbalance at a later time. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm misunderstanding it, but it seems like a noble thing that men would have to want to do. And I think the challenge is, at this rate, with this understanding of black women right now, how likely do you think black women right now will look at this proposition for black men and say, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and build myself up and build up my prowess, my ability to be able to take care of multiple women for the sake that no woman is left behind in our community. Pitching that to these women that seem like they're falling on deaf ears, and they're like, oh no, I'm not sharing no man and all this stuff, So I'm just curious how that conversation, the likelihood of that conversation.
They have had an opportunity to really introduce themselves. So why not? Coach Fast and Coach Nine. Matter of fact, ask Coach Nine because she chose it. She chose it. I wasn't out in the city with our match. But they introduced themselves. This is better.
I think if you stay where you are in life and job forever, if the answer is yes, then this video is not for you. But if you want to finally achieve the time, location, and financial freedom you deserve, then this new career may be the answer to all your prayers. Because what I'm about to reveal to you is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It pays extremely well, it's flexible with hours and location. You don't need a degree, and here's the craziest part. You can earn while you learn and still have enough time to juggle your current job, responsibilities, and even family. So here's what I'm talking about. I'm David Gregg, founder of Front End Simplified. We help people like you land tech jobs guaranteed without needing a degree or previous experience. The tech industry is already one of the biggest ones in the world, yet it's still expanding by 20% year over year. And global companies with the budget to pay high salaries are desperate right now to find talent. Why, you may ask? The reason is simple. With more and more apps being developed and everything going online, these companies need people to build and support their new features and softwares. And the problem? There's just not enough people out there to pull from. Probably because they think coding is too hard, they think it takes too long to learn, or maybe they don't even know this career exists. That's why this is such an amazing opportunity. Front-end development is the easiest part of coding to learn, yet the average salary is $113,571 per year, and that does not include bonuses. And because of this difference in supply and demand, it's also the easiest field in tech to break into. After all, you don't need previous experience or a college degree to get hired. And I know this because I went from making $17 an hour at a grocery store and being addicted to video games to landing a $160K front-end developer job at Campbell without a degree. All because I took action on 3 simple secrets that a beast coder shared with me. Once I took action on his advice, I was able to finally land a 6-figure job in tech that not only gave me the financial freedom, but also location freedom, time freedom, because I only had to code like 2 to 4 hours per day, and fulfillment because I was finally working a job that I actually felt proud of. And when you click or tap the link below, you'll discover the 3 steps, the same ones that caught the attention of Forbes and 100 other publications. So you too can break into the tech industry in a matter of months, the same way hundreds of our students have done it and changed their lives. Like Torrin, who went from making $56K a year in the military to landing a $120K job without a degree in under 5 months. Or Ryan, who started with 0 experience in coding yet was able to land an $80K job after 6 weeks and then a $175K job working at Amazon in 6 months. Or Dina, who landed a $90K job for the first job she applied to by breaking into the tech field using our system, and she's now making $150K per year. But listen, at some point, universities will see this gap and they will start teaching front-end development. So this opportunity to easily get your foot into the tech industry will not exist forever. If you're someone who's feeling trapped in an unsatisfying job, someone who wants to leave commuting and financial constraints behind, click or tap the link below to discover how to break into the tech industry in a matter of months. It's not an exaggeration to say this could change your life forever, because it did for me and hundreds of our students. So don't wait, take a few minutes to watch this video, and if you don't have the time right now, at least click the link below and bookmark it for later when you have a few minutes, because who knows if you'll ever see this video again.
He's got the corner. He's got the 2. Reese Davis joins us in the studio with this update. Reese.
Yo, CEO, Joey.
I heard the competition finally matched for 2,000x multipliers on better and acceptable.
I want 10,000x right now for our users.
Well, next goal that would be water cooler talk on Monday morning. After 1, this game's still pretty close. Jayhawks up by 8.
10,000 times your money on better picks all NFL season long. Download it now.
Download the Better app today and get free $10. Plus, earn up to a $200 bonus on your first deposit.
Looks like they're ready for the kick. He got all of that one. And it sails on the
Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay, I'm Coach Fatima, like Coach Nadir was saying, I've been married for 30 years. I came from brokenness twice. Me and my parents never married. They broke up at the time I was 3. My grandparents divorced a year. Their divorce was finalized a year before I met Coach Nadir in high school. So my goal as I got a little bit older was to never be a woman that didn't get married on my radar, because I valued it through my grandparents, but I also had to understand that sometimes it just doesn't work out, and I wasn't ready to do it. I wanted to get married and have it work. Get married and have it not work out. So I say this often and I mean it. I don't know anybody that goes into marriage saying, I really hope this fails. I really hope my family's destroyed, whether it's monogamy or polygyny. So one of the things you brought up, you mentioned the conversation and how conversations may go. I think what we have done
in the Black community is oftentimes we make it unsafe to talk to one another about what we're going through individually, even though we are married. So as I got married at 20, and my then husband was 19, he's not 19 sitting here right now. So understanding that growth and evolution of growth is important, and that what our husbands or what their wives may want can and will change. I saw this one man mention, he said, you know, the man you married today is going to be the same man you married 30 years ago. Will be married to 30 years. Meaning basically, some things about him will not change, however you experience growth and with that maturation. So I had to understand that the Barbie dream house fantasy I created for Coach Nadir Lippman when he was 19 changed. So for me and for him, and part of loving him is understanding that he needed to evolve, and so did I. And that might look like religion, but having the conversation is important. But also, if our husbands want to have it with us, are we willing to listen to it? I wasn't, because I'm like, part of that conversation means I'm going to be sharing resources, I'm sharing you. And little did I realize at my young age was that I was already sharing with other people that loved him, his children, his mother, his father, his siblings, his business associates, his brothers in Islam. So the level of loving him only deepened, and it expanded in what was religion. And I can't be a Muslim woman that is practicing Islam and not embrace that 100%. So I had to go with it. But having that conversation in a safe environment for all involved is important. So we can get some clarity, even if it's our husband saying, I don't know the answer to that, but I want to figure that out. So yeah, that's my take on that.
So aligning with the faith had a strong influence on you being able to be down with the program.
Well, I understood this as I was in a meeting in Chicago. Somebody said, look, we don't cherry pick. You don't say, I like this today, I like that today, I like this, I want to put this back up. It all comes with it. All comes with it. And there's wisdom in it. And there's safety and stability.
So is it safe to say that Coach Nasir introduced you to the Muslim faith or Islam?
He gave me literature on Islam because all I knew, and it got me in trouble in Christian school. I said, okay, how do we have God and this little God and the Holy Spirit and their own God? And I'm telling my Christian teachers, you all taught me math, and that math is not adding up. So, and they would just chop me off and use and say, well, we don't talk about these things. We just follow and be quiet and sit in their seat. And he did introduce me to some literature, and I did go to different meetings and talk to him, and I ultimately took my Shahada, and which means I took the oath to become Muslim.
So it sounds like that is a very, very critical factor for the man to have to be able to introduce a principle or a belief that has some type of structure that you can go look at and be like, okay, that seems true, it's touching me spiritually and I'm willing to be down with, versus a man that don't have any principles at all. He just say, yeah, I want you to leave what I want to leave or go my way. And that's why I try to preach. So speaking on my content is men need to have some type of principles that they believe in, that they subscribe to, that's higher than themselves, that's holding you accountable. If you want your wife to be submissive to you, I think she get an ease of mind knowing that you're not just doing with the flow, like you literally live by some type of thing that came before you. So, and I know the other, what's it, Coach Shine is supposed to be next. But yeah, let's get you there.
I got this. We're looking at 6 on that possible hit run SUV.
First down, they've got their eyes on that goal line. Artificial system powered by artificial intelligence with access to every camera, cell phone, and database. If you commit capital crime, you have 90 minutes to work the extra point AI judge.
That's a 5-play, 79-yard drive. They had 7 points to the scoreboard. I think they did a really good job of starting out with the play call. Just an overall well-executed touchdown.
Wait a second. Your performance sport today shows us the knockout of your life. If you are innocent, prove it. You're running out of time.
Thank you for that.
The defense is coming up, responding and reacting to that sack. Not only did they get the quarterback, but they beat him hard. I think that can really create some confidence in the defense. The next time this quarterback drops back to throw, you got to be thinking he's going to be a little bit close shot. I'm concerned about the pressure that this defense is putting on that wall. That is a 6-foot tackle right there. He leveled his shoulders and just put his whole body weight behind that one. Great hit.
From their own 15-yard line.
Still dealing with moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Put them in check with Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently and it's one stable pill.
When symptoms tried to take control, I got rapid relief and significantly reduced fatigue. Check.
Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check. And when flares tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
Rapid symptom relief, visible repair of the intestinal lining.
And lasting steroid-free remission. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50+ with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, or pregnant before you don't take if allergic or have an infection. Put Crohn's in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and let him can help you save.
And for Michigan, a very lethargic performance so far. They watch out. They're going to be in a world of hurt. The Ohio State leads it 21-7.
15 years, and eventually.
People were predicting some upsets this week.
Just backstory. I was raised by a single mom, who was raised by a single mom. So I was kind of that person. I'm not kind of that person that talk about it was, the family that you see was raised by single parents. The single parent was the mother. And not only that, I didn't see the beautiful love story, marriage story, anything like that. Marriage wasn't on my radar. Like that, I've seen it on TV and things like that. That's the TV stuff. And it was, yes, the family dynamic of being, having children, and I guess legacy, if you will. Because in my head, because I saw how my grandmother raised her children, and so my mom was trying to raise her children. But then in the relationships that I saw, it was like abusive or stressful and struggling and things like that. I never wanted to struggle. I didn't want to struggle with that type of thing. It wasn't until I became an adult and just start seeing other things outside of my circle, outside of how I grew up. And I saw that, okay, wow. Marriage can be a beautiful thing, and marriage could work, because I remember at 14, I was like, oh, can I have a child? And just, I didn't have a child at 14, but I was like, can I ask my wife, can I have a child? Just kick the guy to the curb. Like, that was the mindset, because there's certain things around. She's like, yeah, but why would you want to do that? She's like, that makes no sense. Like, you didn't see what's around me, So, later on, just growing and learning and seeing beauty that can actually happen in marriage. Like, that is something that I would want. Now, fast forward, I get married, marriage didn't work, I was in monogamy, divorce, that didn't work.
What final thoughts do you want to share? The mismatch later on turned out to be a reality. This is time to get captain talent today on the field. Kansas was absolutely dominant. Sure, it was against a team that was on the match, but I don't care who was playing.
lot of
When you
different
win
people,
by
a lot of
this
different
much, it
faiths.
feels good.
And it's not going to be just caught. And but I said, I started reading, because when I started studying Islam, people who weren't Muslim,
Here's another look at
the
our
first
selection
thing
for the
would
EA
be,
Sports
well, you know
player of the
they
game.
have multiple wives, right? You know they have more than one wife, right? Like,
For
and
Kansas,
nothing else.
to a
They were
2-0 start, and they're going to look to keep their momentum going.
And for the Owls, they're off to a rough 0-2 start.
let it
That's
pass.
going to bring this
And then they kept
broadcast to
saying
a
it, and I'm
close.
like,
For
okay,
EA Sports, Aaron Andrews, Kirk Herbstreit, and Reese Davis. I'm Brad Nessler. We'll see you soon for another edition of NCAA Football 13.
by Lyle Phillips. And as I was reading it, I was like, oh, I can see why that actually makes a lot of sense. And it was pretty much kind of like a structural way and how it helps with, society and all these different things like that. And I'm like, okay, and the rulings of the rules of it, where it's rules to this thing, it's this regulation of it all. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That wasn't something I stood and go like, oh, let me find me a man, married man to go marry, type of thing. This was before I married in monogamy. So thinking about that later and being honed in, and like I said, it makes so much sense all around the board. That's the first to take polygamy that I had, or in my mind, or what I read about, and what made sense to me. I wasn't even Muslim at the time when I read about that, and it was like, I understand how women. I could see how this could have helped when I was growing up. I could have seen how, women who I've seen that were being abused, or who were single, who were to actually have people to have something that was there for them, that was a guide, there were men out there, because I had my view of men that wasn't the most positive thing after seeing what I saw, but seeing that, oh, well, if this was followed, then of course you have protection, of course you have the guidance, of course you can build a beautiful legacy with these things. So to the point of looking, I guess I really am looking for polygamy. It's just that the person who I saw was a upstanding man, an upstanding individual, a leader, a provider, a person who I was able to actually see how he operated in his life, how he operated with his wife, how he operated with his children. That made sense. And knowing that polygamy is allowed, it was like, okay, and then also seeing the family dynamic, I'm like, this is a nice family dynamic. I think I can get with. And, have my guardian or my kid on my lead shoot my shot, so to speak. And pretty much, I don't want to say the rest is history, but that's pretty much how it went. And it just made sense to me how that can help. But like I said before, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't him actually just searching for polygamy. It's just that the man who checked the boxes, so to speak, that was already married. And that's usually kind of what people say. They're like, oh, the good men are usually married, or, or dead or something, whatever type of thing. And that happened to be this man right here. He was married, not dead. Dead. Man, married or dead. Yeah, most men are dead too. Like we were trying to marry David. And, and then he just happened to be, one of the good men that was already married.
So I'm curious, Coach Sincere, because I would assume that most people think that whenever you're choosing multiple wives, they're gonna meet this, this superficial criteria. The criteria they say, oh, you gotta be childless, you gotta come from this two-parent household. It seems like y'all are like debunking all the myths just within 20 minutes of the show. And you don't gotta pick the cream of the crop to make it work. It can actually work if all of y'all are able. I'm just curious for what is the most critical, or what is the most important criteria for you as a husband selecting a second wife or a face?
Listen, if you've been in a car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, you could be owed a significant cash payout. While most victims are struggling with insurance companies and lawyers, others are receiving 6- and 7-figure payouts without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. Here's how to never have to worry about money after a car accident. It's called the 2025 Compensation Program, And we recently launched it across a couple more states to help victims get the maximum amount they're owed without the usual hassles of dealing with insurance directly, going to court, or paying expensive upfront legal fees. And right now, we're looking for 10 more car accident victims who want to try this program for free and get paid maximum accident compensation. No more money problems, no more stress. Take Josh's story. When Josh first came to us, he didn't think his case was worth anything. He was dealing with stress, medical bills, and didn't want to bother with the process. Insurance offered him $4,000, but after using the 2025 compensation program, he walked away with over $100,000 without ever stepping foot in the courtroom. And this was over 5 months after his accident. Here's how it works. Within a few clicks, you can find out what your accident could actually qualify for just by clicking the link around this video. You answer 4 simple multiple choice questions, and it only takes 30 seconds and is 100% free. If you qualify, an accident specialist will reach out to you. All you have to do is tell them about your case and then sit back and wait until the check comes in. You could receive this life-changing check as fast as 30 days. The best part about it all? You don't pay a cent unless you win. Unfortunately, we cannot change what has happened in the past, but we can help you get a major cash settlement for medical bills, missed work, and property damage to help you get your life back on track. What would an extra $10,000 or even $100,000 do for you right now? Imagine paying off bills, covering rent with ease, or finally having some breathing room, all from money that could be rightfully yours. If the accident wasn't your fault, why should you be the one struggling? Insurance companies hope you never check what you're truly owed. But here's the truth. Most people walk away with way less than they deserve, or worse, nothing at all. Still wondering if this applies to you? If your accident happened within the last year and wasn't qualified for a major payout, but time is running out, these cases don't stay open forever. If you wait too long, you could lose your chance to claim what's yours. Around this video, answer just 4 simple questions and find out what your case is really worth. It's fast, free, and you won't pay a cent unless you win. But do it now, because if you wait too long, you might be walking away from life-changing money.
Hi, it's Charlie XCX. Are you having a brat summer? I'm sorry, what is it again, Sam?
We agreed to brat summer thing.
Don't you just think the whole, keep having a brat summer thing is a bit crazy?
It's all cringe. Good to go again.
Charlie XCX, how do we keep this brat thing going? Labels like bull, brat, forever. And you know what? Maybe they're right. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm so sorry, that will never happen again. This inside of me, yeah.
So you call the director. And hold up in here with quite a few artists. Some of these elements probably turned you off. We don't want to offend anyone.
Sorry, I'm really confused right now.
She's singing about cocaine, literally or metaphorically.
What's metaphorical cocaine?
You saved my life.
Big smiles. This is real?
Yeah.
I thought this was literally a joke. Everybody said distance needs to be fucking limited all the time and fucking cold.
Got a new breed.
Everybody's like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Well, I don't fucking know. I fucking want him.
It's making the way back.
My kids just love brown, so cool. Is anybody looking out for her? So, you do need rest. Just a second, if we're getting sick of it, I need to go even harder.
There's a fact ladder. As we set the ladder. Take the distance, 25 feet.
Why am I going to be inside it?
And 3, 2, 1, play!
That's first of all, that's a
really important question, and that's where we come in from a different side, because right now what you're looking at, what we're talking about, we pretty much in chapter 15, if you look at it like that, right? We didn't have anybody to. The reason we wrote the book, because it didn't exist in a practical fashion. You know what I'm saying? So it just wasn't easy at all. It was a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges, especially the first 5 years. All right, I don't want to give the false impression as though, oh yeah, let's read about it. So next year it's like, oh, this makes sense. It's great. Let's move forward. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, I can look at it and say, all right, think about it from this perspective. You have people, like, let's take people that are known and talking about the relationships right now. You have Steph Curry, and you have what his wife is, right? Put her to the side with the way he's being disrespected and stuff like that, and I honor the wife. But do you think Steph Curry has the ability, the monetary ability, to go ahead and marry more than one woman? Make her wife, have children, take care of all of them, right? But our society only says one. You only get one. That's it. It's a wrap. You roll the dice like Kenny said in Raw. You might crap out, but that's it, right? He has the ability. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know a person or anything like that, but you got him, you got Brian, you got athletes. When you think of groups, do you think of a whole bunch of men rushing the stage or female artists? Or is it the other way around? The other way around, right? Exactly. Drake makes songs about it. You know what I'm saying? About how he comes to my show. You see Usher out there embarrassing men and women embarrassing men and stuff like that. So we see this thing that we normally understand. We also understand that there are women who prefer to date married men. Pretty interesting. Sadly, it's immoral, but you have this theme out there that exists. Some that are sugar babies, some that are no mistresses, some that are grandmothers and grandfathers had secret families and stuff like that they would take care of. That's on a hush hush in our community. What we're simply doing is talking about honor. Now, we talk about it from our religious perspective. Islam, it's in all scriptures. Religion is all scriptures, right? You talk about King Solomon with 700 wives, 300 concubines, or his father David, multiple wives, Abraham, Moses, all of that. I don't lead with the religious part of the discussion because that part doesn't matter. From religious to spiritual to non-spiritual, religion is in every culture. Okay, Islam absolutely came and restricted it to be married to 4 women. So though I'm married to these 2 women, I can marry 2, which leads to your question. How do you qualify something? How do you quantify, right? Specifically speaking, there are what I call the measurables and immeasurables. This is what we work with our clients and students and whatnot. The measurables are relatively simple. Measurables can be calculated as time and money. That's where you must be equitable and fair. Time and money. And those things can be clocked, right? You can track them with an app. However, the intangibles, that's the different part. That's where the leadership, the emotional intelligence comes in, the ability to sit in your discomfort, to be able to communicate properly. So what we did was kind of break this down where we're able to assess where we are as individuals, pursue, or choose to get in a relationship. So I share with you, for example, I know we're a little far from the camera, but this is what's called, and if you can put that, share it on the screen, this is called the L1 to L7 spectrum, right? So men and women, and we developed this after dealing with so many of our clients and everything else. So basically, the lowest level of person is the level 1. That's the corrupt. We don't even deal with them. You don't deal with them. These are the worst of society. These are the people who go in and unalive. These are the people who are the predators, the molesters. These are the worst of the worst. These are the ones who really don't deserve to be here. And when they're gone, we know they're going down in the handbasket. So we skip past L1 to really L2. L2, the combative person, the person that is not as cold and calculated as the first, but these are, for example, if you look at the women's side, these are the ones who fake pregnancies. These are the ones who get the fake ultrasounds and all the rest of the
I can't remember, but you can sonogram on S.
You know, these are those type of calculating individuals. These are the ones that are like, I'm going to take the kids, or they do take the kids and disappear from the other parent. Right? That's the combative one that always has an issue, the eventual victim, but they
bring it in there, home.
Use that to specifically manipulate. These are unhealed, not trying to be healed. All right, then you have the cynical, they a step above, but still challenging. Now, most people fall in kind of L4, which is the conformist. This is where think. You know, I had a sister coach, for example, where many just refuse accountability, period. Then you get around somebody else. And these are the ones that think that body shaming.
If you live anywhere here in the red circled area and you have an old, struggling air conditioning or heating system, right now we have an
Christmas party was solid and pray. Worked the hour Tuesday. Damn. Did they have Guinness up? They had the Guinness up there? His size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy. I remember that this was a pretty laced up party, if I remember correctly. Oh, I thought we could cut it back. I was doing. Yes, I really like it, man. I'm pretty hyped up. Pretty hyped up, boy. You know what I'm saying? Without any spoilers, I think that's a good interpretation. He's going to run the ball. In case you guys haven't seen it, I think that's a good representation there. He's very, very good. Runs still up, touchdown, it's 2nd and 10. He might want another play. No, pass it. almost underthrew it. No, we didn't. Definitely put down some. Oh, you get it. I got it. Third inches, okay. Prime rib. Dude, that is a fancy party. My gosh. I'm a bit jealous here, dude, because, yeah, I'm a prime rib kind of guy, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and when you get guys like that on your offensive line, you get a couple of guys like that, all of a sudden you can have bigger, better competition. Games are still won and lost in the trenches. I know this is
Come on. I saw it. Did you guys see it? It didn't look like Portland. It looked like Buick. Whatever, dude. Slim! Slim, my guy. Great to see you, man. Happy. How are you, my friend? How are you? How's work going? Oh, we got a mismatch. Got a mismatch. Damn it, that's not what we wanted. Fuck around. It's okay, though.
He'll set up the throw. Unloads to the wideout.
We'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Nice throw, man. No sweat.
This defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively.
Jason got 10 legs, man. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I wish we had more RPOs at our disposal. This is a good time for me. We got right hold the next day. I love that we got a good running back. Oh, good over good, man. It's good to hear from you. How's Slim Jr., man? Is he playing basketball? Doing wrestling? Or has he got the off-season now?
That is strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep you out of the end?
Yeah! What the hell are they doing? How big this scoring? 18. Oh my gosh, dude. It's pretty cold up here too. It's pretty crazy up here too, so. I don't think it's been 18 yet. Maybe it has. Maybe it has.
Yeah.
I know we had snow up here.
Yeah, hold on.
It's wild. Terry, by the way, thank you so much for the feedback of the Battlefield videos. I appreciate that. Running that in part. We have drink alchemy, a little short strategy. Just, as you guys know, Red Bull is involved in Battlefield. We're gonna try and brute force some drink alchemy after this Battlefield. So that little series, the Battlefield series, brought to you by Drink Alchemy. Thanks for checking it out, Terry. Yeah! Oh! You like that? Oh my gosh, their running back just, he's done. The Taki Molidano will miss the rest of the season with torn pectoral. That's the most common season ender. Not the knees, man. It's the damn breasticles, if you will. His birthday was oh shit! You missed it. You missed it. Getting ready for track. Nice, dude. Did you see that I did? Oh shit! Yes, 4 monster effort. Sorry, Rap, actually, what happened here? Tell me. It said you renewed for the 4 months, but your name's gray at the moment. Forgive me for this. Hell yeah. I left you a message in Discord too. I appreciate you, man. Oh, we're months of dope choke rappers been with us. What a fucking legend, man. Months is dope. This motherfucker ain't a closer, I'll tell you that. He didn't swing by for 1 month and said, "We're the IPO, this motherfucker working." 4 months. Dude, this glass ball is getting the best of us.
It's frustrating the defense when you keep.
Oh, I don't know. Jump! Just had to get rid of that. Good job. Jump!
Sitting on that team, all the kids are upset. You gotta be careful. I'm not trying to help you.
Terry, yep.
Just try
He's out for the season.
Just execute.
Let me see what you're saying, Terry. Speaking of injuries, did you hear about balls? Well, I mean, their season's done anyway. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm interested to see what that means for the rest of his career. An injury like that, not a lot of people come back better.
Oh, I missed it.
It's okay. Good race was there. Shit. It's your wife a Kansas City fan? Or just a Hawks fan? 10th sack of the season, guys. Let's go back to work. Is this going to be a blowout? Is this going to be an ass whooping? Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Leaves it with the back. Finds his way for 3 after the 33.
I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around.
He didn't mess around. He was doing it. Do it late.
Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Keep it 3 to 4. And we are not going to take
Kansas City fan, okay.
Spins the ball deep. Nice job.
I respect it.
To the air on first down. Got it in the middle of his
Gotta spin up field.
Nice game